views on illegal immigration. Do we let those who are in this country now remain here as a practical matter and concentrate on stopping others from coming here? And how will you pay for these measures?
The answer is a brief or yes and yes, but let me say some more. Our immigration system is broken today. It's broken in terms of the extraordinary surge of illegal immigrants we're not able to stop. The second reason it's broken is that an enormous number of people who are legal immigrants applying to come in are held back because of the bureaucracy that doesn't work fast enough. The United States Senate, in one of the few bipartisan accomplishments of the last couple of years, adopted a comprehensive immigration reform bill, and that's the only way, certainly the best way, in my opinion, the only way to do it. Co-sponsored by John McCain and Ted Kennedy. I was the second Democrat on that bill, and worked with a bunch of colleagues from both parties to work it out. Comprehensive, border security first. Some fences, but no illusion that you can build a fence to stop everybody from coming in. More money for border guards, more money for electronic devices. Secondly, a guest worker program once you get the fence up. American employers advertise for a job. If no one here fills it, then somebody can come in from outside and hold that job until it's no longer there and then go back. The big controversial question, what do you do about the approximately 11 million undocumented immigrants? People came in here illegally. They're here, they've got children here, they're contributing to the economy. And there's basically two choices. You can do the political thing and say, let's arrest them all and get them out of here. Well, we ought to have more inspectors going to companies that are hiring these people illegally and exploiting them and punish those people. That's one choice, try to arrest them all and get them out. We're never going to do it. The second choice, give them a path to become legal. Don't make it easy. Require them to pay their taxes, not violate the law, learn English, study American civics, get in line behind the other applicants for legal status. Estimate is it would take them 11 years to do that. That's the fair way to do it. That's essentially what the bill that passed the Senate did. It got blocked in the House for political and I'd say punitive reasons. I hope we can come back to it maybe in the lame duck session, but if not, next year. This is a problem that can only be solved by working across party lines to get something right and good for the country done.
Mr. Lamont. Senator Lieberman is half right. We have 11, 12 million people. They're in this country. Many of them have been in this country for many years. You're not going to treat them as felons. You're not going to send them back across the Rio Grande. They're going to have to earn their way to a legal status. I've got to be a good fortune to be a part-time teacher at a high school in Bridgeport, teaching a class called How to Start Your Own Business. You know, many of the kids in that class were not fortunate enough to be born here in the United States of America. But they're some of the best kids. They learned English. They learned the American dream. They want to go forward. They want to go on to college. And here they are, no scholarships, no opportunity to go forward. We need these people. This country needs these people. We're going to treat them right. But there's no way that we'll ever be able to secure these borders as long as you have employers hiring illegals, waving $10,000 bills, saying come across for better opportunity for your family. As long as you have employers willing to do that and exploit and hire these people, you can put up a 50-foot wall and somebody will put up a 51-foot fence to go over it, 51-foot ladder. That's what people do. And it's so important. The Bush administration stopped enforcing at the employer level. 95% of the enforcement action is stopped. That's why more and more people are coming across and we have lost control of our borders. And that's the real solution to border security. I've got to say one other thing, though, when it comes to the budget deficit, when it comes to Social Security. In 2017, Social Security goes cash flow negative. You can talk about the IOUs, you can talk about the lockbox, but that's not the problem we have in America. We can fix that. That's the incremental fix over time. We can make sure that Social Security is there for each and every retiree. The real problem we have is health care in this country. It's health care that's bankrupting working families. It's health care that's bankrupting small business, I can tell you. And it's health care that's going to bankrupt the United States of America. As the baby boomers start to retire, as health care costs go up, at 2-3 times the rate of inflation, they're going up faster than wages. We can't afford it as a country. We're going to have to come up with a new health care system. No more little incremental fixes. We're going to have to need a health care system that makes sure two things. A, that health care is a basic right for all Americans, and it's universal, and everybody has coverage. And B, we have a more efficient delivery system. My Democratic friends talk about universality. My Republican friends say, no, first we have to fix the system. You will never have a more efficient delivery system for health care than if you make sure, first and foremost, everybody is covered. We're going to have to look hard at what we can afford as a country. What's going to be a core benefit that everybody has? But if we don't get our health care system right, that is what the fiscal jeopardy is for this country.
Mr. Schlesinger.
There you go again, man. Telling everybody anything so that they, what they want to hear is what it goes. Someone's got to offer solutions. And when you state the obvious, you got to have some substance behind it. That's what it's about. And then, in all due respect, you make a lot of good points. The problem is you don't offer very much as far as solution. He says national health care. I'll tell you, one person once said, if you think health care is expensive now, just wait until it's free. And I have to tell you, I want to answer the question of illegal immigration, because here again, and I hope you're watching out there, there is a distinct difference between myself and my two liberal Democrats that I'm running against. Joe favors amnesty. I respect him for his position. Ned Lamont, he actually wants to give scholarships. Well, Alan Schlesinger is the only one up here on this stage who has a tough policy on immigration. I want to build the walls. I want to make sure there's no amnesty, no road to citizenship, no road to permanent residency. I'm the son of a legal immigrant. There are people in this nation today who have relatives who attempted to come through the legal process and they died because of their political situation in their home country. I won't go into specifics, but you all know the stories during World War II, etc. Now we've got people flooding into this nation with absolutely no reason other than they just want a good life for themselves. Well, you know what? If I want a good life for myself, I just don't go over the border illegally into Mexico. And I don't expect the Mexican government to take care of me. And by the way, they'll probably shoot me. Let's get realistic. Let's talk about what needs to be done. We've got to secure the borders. We have to pass legislation, Mr. Lieberman, not just to say we want satellite technologies in order to deploy our troops. Ironically, we can use it all over the world except in the United States. We need that legislation, and I want to be the person who sponsors that legislation. We need to use drones. And whether it's immigration, whether it's flag burning, whether it's English as a first language, Joe Lieberman is against all of those items that we hold so dear, moderate and conservative voters. Don't listen to Joe's rhetoric. Watch his voting record.
You are getting tight on time. So
I'll just very briefly give you another piece of good news, in this case, Alan. Good news for you, which is that in the Homeland Security Appropriations bill that just passed, we appropriated $1.2 billion to the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security for putting fences where they can matter and stopping illegal immigrants, for the acquisition of electronic devices that would do that. That's the beginning of a response to the border security problem. But in the end, it needs and deserves the comprehensive reform legislation that I helped pass in the Senate and I got blocked in the House.
You're never going to fix health care, Alan, until you deal with the 47 million people who are uninsured. It's the most inefficient delivery system we have in the world. Those uninsured people, they wait till they're sick. Then they flood the emergency rooms. Then they go to hospitals. It's the most expensive type of health care we can provide. A much more efficient delivery system is to make sure that everybody has universal coverage. Affordable coverage for everybody. That should be a goal of this country. That's how we get a more efficient system. Why is it that Medicare costs 6 times more in Miami than it does in California, with no difference in outcomes? We're going to have to come up with a core benefit that we can afford. That's the way we're going to get our fiscal house back in order.